They are making the
Yes,
situation worse.
exactly. And you would not, usually what women don't understand is this. You would think you can actually do that on your own until you start doing it. Then you realize that it's not something you can do. Raising a child, one person cannot raise a child. I'm telling you, it
Yeah.
will tell on you. The stress will become too much for you. And sometimes you hear women say things like, oh, we are going 50-50. Well, I don't want 50-50 custody. I'm like, why? You need rest,
Wow.
you need a break. So go that 50-50 custody if it's something that it's possible for you. Hi Rogue Red, hi Dolapo. So there's no reason
You know,
why you should fight for sole custody of your child and then you're still
why? Why do
paying.
you want to? When you two can enjoy yourself?
I'm telling you.
Imagine the kids be with the man for the weekend. When you two can enjoy yourself
And
during that time, you
I've not
say,
seen a mother that actually took full custody of her child and is also paying. Thank you, sis. I actually did not see. I made this hair today. I actually did not see the color. I didn't know it was that shouty until they had finished. Until I even came up because I didn't look at the mirror throughout. But thank you anyway.
mm,
Hi Cindy. Good afternoon. So you cannot, you don't know. It's like you're just trying to see what you can do, right? You don't know what the future would hold for you. You don't know how you will feel about keeping that child, to keep those your child 100%. You don't know how stressful it will be. So it's better for you to start with 50-50. And if it looks like it's something you can eventually go on your own, then maybe then you can think about it. But aside from that, Nigerian women, please, I'll let her speak now so that she can educate women on how to go about getting child support for your child. You There's this concept preconception that Nigerian women have that let it not be like I just want to take his money. No, no matter what he says, it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, it is your child's upbringing that is that matters the most. And if you can, please stop fighting for full custody of these children. If you know that this man is not like is not harmful to that child. It doesn't matter if he's a bad spouse to you. If this man is not dangerous to his own child, let him have the other half of that upbringing. And if you must keep the child, make sure you fight for custody of that child. So I don't know what's going on with her network. Okay.
no, my network is okay. It's fine.
Oh, all right.
So I might. Okay. Oh, I have to be. So if I'm not on the whatever, it doesn't show because I posted I posted some cases and all that, but I will start with this. You know, there's always a conception. I've been a lawyer for over 15 years. And there's always this conception with Nigerians, which is there's a conception that the law doesn't work.
Yeah.
But it works. It works. I will tell you that for free. It really works.
And you know the annoying
And
part
when
about
I
that,
see some
you know what I
okay,
hate
all right.
about that generalization that the law doesn't work. Women give men chances, right? You give men chances like 5 times, 10 times, even if you've had 10 exes in the past, it doesn't matter. You still give a man. So why can't you give the law a chance, another chance, so that you can gain justice for
That's
your
a
child?
beautiful statement.
Thank you, Tofumi.
Okay. So I'll start with this. You said the law doesn't work, but you had a lawful wedding if you are married, didn't you? You said the law doesn't work, but we have the Act, Child Rights Act, be married or not married, which protects the child. Lagos State even has a law that from the date of conception, a father or parents should be responsible for should be responsible for their child from conception. So I'll start by saying I brought up some cases, not even cases from the section. So we have the child's rights. Act, which says that that the best interest of a child is paramount. People just keep calling me. Sorry about that.
Okay, that's okay. You can attend to it before you.
Okay.
Sorry, you guys. She had a call. So she was talking about how people claim the law does not work in Nigeria. The law does not work in Nigeria. Somebody will even say if the man has more money than me, the law, it doesn't matter. Go and try all resources that are available to you. The law works in Nigeria, right? And she made an example that I really like. That she said, the law doesn't work, but you had a legal marriage. So what happens to that? The law doesn't work, but you cannot fly out of Nigeria without your passport being stamped and the rest. What happens to that, right? So can you guys please like the live? If you're on YouTube, you're on TikTok, please like the live. You're on YouTube, please like the live so that they can notify other people, right? All right, thank you. So let's give her a little bit of time till she comes. If you have questions, you can go ahead and ask your questions in the comment section, right? You can go ahead and ask your questions. And after that, we are going to be listening to... Hi, Ayomide. You're welcome. We are going to give somebody time because she has her story to share, and then she's going to be asking questions on how to go about it. Cindy, if you're okay sharing it, or you want to ask are you okay? If you're not, then you can just let me know in the comments, right? So we'll wait for her to come. We'll give her a little bit of time. And you guys, one thing is, women tend to play with the law. Men know that the law works in Nigeria. Men know that, especially this whole Child Act law, family, anything concerning family law, it does work. And men know it. They know how to use it when it is their own time. If a man genuinely wants to see his children, you see this nonsense that men say, oh, she's denying me access to those children. I'm telling you, legally, even if he pays child support or not, he has access to those children. He has a right to have access to those children. So, except he has proven to be a danger to those children, not to you, to those children.
Hello, where is she? Okay.
Okay,
Sorry,
welcome.
because I thought I could actually speak, because everything, all the laws that I put on my phone, I thought I could speak while I was doing the meeting, but I noticed that once I get off the TikTok, I can hear you, but you can't hear me.
Okay.
So we'll start with the... Yes, I don't know. I can't go on another because I downloaded it on my phone.
Okay.
And all that.
Do you have any other device? I don't know if you have any other device that you can.
Yes, I do.
Maybe you...
Remember, where is your internet? I do. Open it, child's right. So even in the marital courses, there were some cases that the marital courses law, right?
Yeah.
It states there that, okay, wait, let me start with the Child's Rights Act. The rights of a child. Every child, right to health and health services.
Yeah.
That's the section 14. Then section 13, section 14 states right to parental care, protection, and maintenance. That's it. So it is the right of a child. Open the internet and open Marital Courses Act. It is the right of a child to be taken care of for maintenance. And it must be done by the parents. And when you tell the parents, you're talking about both the mother and the father. So this is not even a law. This is Marital Courses Act. This is the right of a child. And when that right is breached, there are consequences to such rights. Even from conception, when that child is being conceived, you have a right to care. It's even there in the law. You have a right to care of that child, both by the mother and by the father. And then, when we now talk about child maintenance, which is the main core of this, is under the Marital Causes Act, right? Child maintenance doesn't even stop at the child. It goes on to child maintenance of both the spouse and the child, not only the child. So I'll start with, let me look at this section. Please call Abdul. I don't want him to call me anymore. I'm in a meeting. Section 17. When there is an annulment, let me read it out. Section 70 of the Marital Causes Act states, and these are sections that are enforced by the courts. Subject to this section, the court may, in the proceedings with respect to the maintenance of a party to a marriage or of children of the marriage, other than proceedings for an order of maintenance pending the disposal of proceedings, make such orders as it thinks proper, having regard to the means, any capacity, and conduct of the parties to the marriage and all other relevant circumstances. Section 72 states, subject to this section and to the rules of the court, in proceedings for an order of the maintenance of a party to a marriage or of children of the marriage, pending the disposal of proceedings, make such orders or orders as the things deemed fit, having regard to the means, earnings, and there is even a reputation and conduct of the parties to the marriage and all other relevant circumstances. The court may make, and that's number 3, the court may make an order for the maintenance of a party, maintenance, notwithstanding that a decree or it has been made against that party, notwithstanding whatever has been against that party, or has been made against the party in the proceeding to which the proceeding with respect to maintenance are related. The power of the court to make an order with respect to the maintenance of children of the marriage shall not be exercised of a child who has attained the age of 21 years, unless the court is of the opinion that there are special circumstances that justify the making of such an order for the benefit of the child. You understand that? So, once the child attains 21 years of age, right, the child is not under the child maintenance. But if you can show special circumstances, then if the court deems it fit, then the child might be liable for child maintenance.
Okay, that's so, like something like special need kids or what?
Exactly, might be special need kids. There might have been an agreement and say that maybe you want the child to do something or in special circumstances, and if you can prove to the court that this particular circumstances is a special one, or that if you can prove it to the court, then it's at the discretion of the court to grant it or not. One. Then I will go further to state something again. I don't know how much I want to emphasize this thing. I remember a woman, it is not child maintenance, but along this line. And I know many women are in that boat. I met her on Facebook because I gave a personal story. She contacted me as a lawyer years ago. She said, herself and her husband bought a property in Lagos. And when they bought that property, they bought it together. And then women, let me tell you something, please. When you're buying properties with your husband, make sure that your full name is on it. Mrs. Ifeyiwa, whatever, Junior. If your husband's surname is Junior, let that be your full name. Don't do Mr. and Mrs. Because anybody can be Mrs. Anybody can be Mrs. You know?
Okay, so please go on. Hold on. I will.
Okay.
Yeah, you can go on. Let me just answer somebody.
And all that. So, the lady now said that she bought with her husband. Luckily for her, it was her name that was there. Then we started filing. But the process we came in, anyway, her husband now came. They now sent a process that the matter should be struck out because we came in through the wrong means, and it was granted. The matter was struck out, but a matter being struck out doesn't mean it's the end of the matter. That means we should file through another means or go to another court. Immediately the woman head struck out. The woman said, she's not doing it again, no. This, that. And we stopped the matter for like a year. Then later, I was just at home and I heard a case that in Ibadan, there is a new law that even if the woman does not contribute to the maintenance of a child, of a building, so far the woman was in support. You know, they will be building a house. They will tell you that because they are building a house. I'll answer your question, my friends. Because they will tell you that because they are building a house, you might be taking care of all other things. You contributed to the building of the house. So the matter in Ibadan was that even if the woman did not do any money personally to that house, it's half and half. After like almost a year, I told this woman, I said, Madam, let us continue this matter. It doesn't mean that the matter has been struck off. We will go to the other court. She said, no. I used my money. The thing was just doing work. I used my money to refile that matter. As I refiled that matter, once the other party got the process, the next lawyer called me, Madam, Oya, come, let us settle this matter. The husband that has been so stubborn, or her ex-husband, the next thing, do you know the husband came to my office a few days later with a buyer for that property? The property, they bought it how many years ago? Maybe 50,000 naira. But it's been so long. The husband came with a buyer for 65 million. But his hope was that he would not share half and half because he had done some development of that party. We collected 45%, and the woman was paid over 30 million. Before this court matter, the man was promising the woman that he would give her $20,000 because the woman lives in the UK. And during that time, $20,000 was maybe like 15 million. A little over 10 million. But because of this court process, this woman got over 30 million. I would advise you people, please, just make, even if you say God would help you, you have to give God something to work with.
I think it's exhausting to even say, because that thing is not even born out of forgiveness. It is just because women are too lazy to follow up their cases. It is not a case of, oh, I forgive you, because you will still hold that resentment. And I need you to understand that it doesn't matter. Thank you, Abby. It doesn't matter how you feel. Women are too fearful, honestly. You're too fearful. Confront your issues. If you are even a Christian and you go to court and you don't get justice, try again. Okay. Yeah. So you keep trying. If you remember that story of that judge, the evil judge who this woman was begging for justice. Okay, Omo, welcome. So if you just go once and you don't get justice, does not mean you will not get it again. Go on.
Thank you. As you said, women are too lazy and too fearful. And they don't know that these men don't really care. And you will end up your life laboring and suffering for that child. And that same child will still have a very good and perfect relationship with their father.
Yes.
So I really do not understand that. I will ask people, I will say, have you even tried it? Have you even tried it to see if it works or doesn't work? So let me look at this judgment for you. This was an appeal. I will read it out. This is against the decision of the court, Federal High Court. Wait. Let me start. In December 2022, the respondent brought a woman to live with him in their matrimonial home in a relationship, which according to the petitioner, they had issues anyway. The petitioner, because of what she suffered at the hands of the marriage, the man brought another woman home. She left the house. And this was what was decided in this case. because she said she was occasionally physically and verbally insulted. And a decree, so she asked for 4 things. A decree of dissolution of marriage on the grounds of cruelty and desertion for at least 1 year. An order awarding the petitioner custody of the child of the marriage. Maintenance order for the petitioner and the child of the marriage. And trust me, it's not only your child that can get maintenance order. You yourself, you are taking care of the child, and you were in a marriage, so you can get maintenance too. He denied ever marrying another woman. No, they did bring another woman into their matrimonial home. He alleged that the petitioner was persistently chlorine. Of course, they were alleged that the woman did so many bad and evil things, as we know.
Similar to what's happening with you, Ledocha and me. I think it's a similar thing. They are arguing in court. Okay, I don't know if this is my network or hers. Can you guys hear me?
Yes, I'm just new to this, so it's the phone thing. So I want to tell you what the Court of Appeal. The respondent was ordered. It was ordered to pay a particular sum per quarter towards the upkeep of the child of the marriage. Respondent was further ordered to pay a sum, I don't want to say out the sums, for the child's school fees. That the respondent should pay another sum for the maintenance of the petitioner herself, with the payments in the case of, but it would stop the maintenance of the petitioner if she remarries. The annual rent paid by the petitioner would be jointly borne by both parties. Are you understanding now?
Yeah.
So he was meant to pay, he paid child maintenance, he paid one quarterly, he paid another 1 month, he paid another one monthly, and the house rent was divided into 2. This is a case that was in Ibadan, and there are many cases like this. But as you said, I would say that you women don't want to take that stress.
Yeah.
You don't want to do that work of doing things the proper way.
Women
will continue to suffer a lot for this. You would suffer a lot for it. Why don't you even take the step of making this men pay? And you do not have to be legally married to them. You say the man is irresponsible. Wait, let him get a letter. The most recent one that I did, most times we don't even get to court. A lot of times we don't get to court. By the time you get a lawyer to write a letter, write the letter, and the letter would have put in all the laws there. The man sees it. Then if you are lucky, your man has a steady job in the company. Trust me, the man is paying all that money with begging safe. Because all these men, number one, they like looking perfect outside. They like this good public image.
Yeah.
When they are in a good organization, they don't want all those things to go down. Especially if you have you send everything. And then the one I did, we sent the letters. We had a back and forth. By the second letter, we already had a date for meeting. The third time, we all met online. We didn't even meet physically. And right there and then, okay, I'll pay the school fees. We gave him the school fees account. Maintenance, we negotiated it per month. And I said, okay, we will draft out the terms of settlement. And please stop doing things verbally with this man. Because he said he will pay this. No, draft it. We said, okay, the next meeting we will draft everything out. Parties would sign. So that the day that they default in it, they know that there's a document binding them. Even if it's you too, where there's nothing binding, where you know that you can avoid responsibility of the child and the child is well taken care of, you will not provide for that child. You just do it the way you like. So please, I would encourage you women, please, when you are not with your husband, it doesn't even have to be your husband. When you give
even if it's just a baby mama.
Baby, whatever it is, when you have a child with any man and he's not doing what he's meant to do, a few men are good, they do what they're meant to do, but if he's not, please file for child maintenance. You yourself, you would live a better life knowing that burden is not on you alone. Thank you very much.
Thank you. So, and also to add, right, if you've already gotten pregnant for a man, just know that whether married or not, waiting don't spoil, don't already spoil. That is what you should know. So there is nothing you're trying to prove to the man that, oh, I don't want him to think of me as though I am this, I don't want him to do this. What is your fear? Because the worst thing is that you lose your case in court. That's the worst thing that can happen, right? And even if you win with family law, even if you win, it is not a win actually. You guys are just trying to make the situation less worse.
Sorry to cut you short, though.
Yeah.
You cannot lose that case in court because this is not even a case. And another thing you women should have at the back of your mind. It is not a case against your husband. It is for the welfare
of your
that
child.
It is the child that we are talking about. The child did not beg to come to this world. Two people made that child. So the law understands that two people would be responsible for that child. But there are times that, unfortunately, the men, you can't really hold them on the ground if they don't have a steady job, or they'll say they are doing business and they'll say they are not making a particular
and
amount.
That's why in that situation you should be comfortable dumping the child with the man as well. At least if he cannot pay child support, let him take responsibility 50% of the time, and you also take 50% of the time. Do you understand? There is no need. Nobody said because you're a woman you must go with the child. You don't. If you're leaving a man or you were dating a man, you got pregnant, you don't have to be the sole caregiver of that child. If you have two children, you can give him one to take care of, you keep one, or you do 50% of the time, he does 50% of the time. If he cannot pay child support, you also need to work and support yourself. If you take that 100% of child bearing, tell me who will employ you? Because even employers now would ask you, are you, especially for women, a man can go to an interview and finish that interview and nobody is asking him if he's married, if he has children. But if you're a woman, they will first ask you, are you married? Do you have children? They are not asking you to know whether you're responsible, or it's time for you to say, I'm a proud mom of two, I have this, my body has gone through this. No, they are asking to know if they will need to be giving you breaks, if you will have so much complaint, if you will be efficient, you won't be giving them problem. Because within the law, there's a provision for your employer to give you break whenever you have a family emergency, and women tend to use that family emergency more than men. So no employer wants you always off and on. They would not like that. So they don't even like that you're married, let alone that you have children. Employers don't want that. Even if it's business you're doing and you have a child, they will put a strain on your business. So it is better for you, if you know that this man cannot pay alimony, he cannot maintain you and the child, let him have a part of the child care. And even if he can, I am telling you, let that man have a part for a better world, for us to even raise a better world, right? Because I'm so tired of men thinking they can get women pregnant and they have kids and then they leave. Ola, this question, they worry me too. Okay, Cindy, do you want to come up and ask? Do you want to come up and talk about it? Just type yes or no, so that I would, if you don't want to come up, I can ask the question on your behalf. Ola said if you want kids, come and take. Okay.
Cindy.
Okay, let me phrase that her question properly, right? In a case where you are married to a man and then the person is physically abusive, right? The person is physically abusive and you don't have a source of income, or you have a very small source of income that is really nothing, it cannot even take care of you. Do you understand? So you have two kids, you have children by this man, and the person is threatening to return you to their family, to your family, right? Okay, in the first place, he has no right to even do that, right? Am I right?
No, like he has. If he wants to return you to your family, that means he doesn't want the marriage anymore.
Yeah, you too, you
It's
don't want the marriage.
staring.
Yeah.
He doesn't want the marriage anymore. So, and in a situation whereby a man is abusing, if he's physically abusing you and all that, even that situation is not safe for you.
Yeah.
So is the woman not even better off in her parents' house?
She cannot go back to her parents' house because she has a job closer to where this house is, but she wants to move out of the house. She doesn't, but that her own situation is not even the issue. The problem now is that if she leaves this man, she does not have any guarantee that she's going to have access to her children, right? And then she cannot live with the children because she does not have the finances to even get a lawyer or go through anything like that, right?
Oh, okay. Oh, in that kind of situation, definitely she's gonna need a lawyer. One, she's gonna need a lawyer to file for. She can file for now maybe visitation rights or joint custody till she gets her feet together. Because at this end of the day, you can't just leave your. Of course, we know the way we women are. We know you don't have the means, so that's what she will file for. Because the only thing is that, and also, but maintenance also has a lot to do with who custody. So if she leaves without the kids, she won't be able to file for child maintenance.
Yeah, but she can charge for with her, and that's understandable. But she can charge for she can high praise.
She can file for custody.
She can file for visitation, not even custody, because I don't even think.
Oh, she can file visitation rights.
Yeah.
She will file for visitation rights. Oh yes, she can.
Okay.
And then maybe later when she's, when she is okay, she can now file for the custody when she has settled and all. But she can file for visitation rights.
Okay.
What state is that? What is the location? What state?
Lagos.
Lagos. Okay. How many children are there? And what are the ages of the children?
2 kids, and they are still really small.
They are very young.
Yeah.
Okay. Because most times of the kids are liable to stay with their mom. They have to be with their mom till they are 6.
Okay. So what if the person does not have a source of income? Is there guarantee that they can force this?
Except in every law there are exceptions and there are special cases.
Okay.
2, 4, and 10 months.
I was even thinking it was 2 kids. It's 3 actually.
3 kids. So there are special cases. But then if you come to court like you want to leave your 10-month-old, I don't know how that would play out. But special cases that if her life is being threatened, if we will show abuse and all that. So there are definitely exceptions to the rules. But then again, at that point in time, if you can show all those things, the man can pay for her accommodation because she has children.
Okay, you so understand? He cannot. So can he cannot force her to go back to her parents?
Why is he married her?
Yeah, he married. Yeah.
Even if it's just customary is recognized by law.
Okay, 2 kids. Okay, they are married actually. So the court can.
As they are married, the man should even remember the case I read. They were made to jointly pay for the woman's for the accommodation. When your kids are with you, the man would pay for your accommodation.
Okay. She said it's 2 kids, just 4 years old and 10 months old.
10 months old. ask her, how is the man? Does he have a proper job? How is his finance? How is his
I think he's all right.
Financial capacity?
He's all right.
If we can prove that her life is being threatened, then she has a case of having custody of her children because her children are still young. She has to leave the marriage, and the man would pay for her accommodation and child maintenance for herself and the children. But then again, all these men that are abusive, at times when you, now, not that I'm going out of law, but we have to look at the whole situation and the kind of person he is. These men can be very vindictive. We have cases whereby, even with these things, when you take them to court and when you have all these things against them, when they know where you stay and all that, they can actually come and want to hurt you. But then, by the time you get to court, we will have to have an injunction against him, and then we'll have a statement in court that if anything should happen to her, the man should not come in contact with her at all. If we can lay the foundation of abuse, physical abuse and assault and all that, and if anything should happen to her, everything will be in writing. And I'm sure it doesn't matter if your pictures are a few. Evidence is evidence. And just keep gathering evidence, because it is what we have before the court. That is what the judge would rule on. So we can even have an injunction against the man when we show this evidence that he cannot come here, and if anything should happen to her, he will be arrested. Lagos, let me tell you something. Lagos State does not take it lightly on assaults. It is now a very, very big issue. Domestic violence is a very big issue. In every court, we have the Welfare Social Service. Even once you call, and I have done it before, once you call domestic violence, policemen will gather that house and pick the man up. Man or woman, because women to assault. Once you call that you have been assaulted, your partner would be picked up immediately. So these people, they are sort of putting fear in us. It doesn't work. The law doesn't work. No, try it and see. So I think this method would be better for her, because I do not think it would be wise for her to leave a child of 4 years old and 10 months old with the man.
Okay, so she should call and report for abuse, right?
She can. If let me ask her, is the abuse, like, how do I even put it? He physically abuses her.
He physically abuses her. In the last few months, he has strangled her up to 3 times.
I will advise that she leaves. Let it not be that while we are waiting, something would happen. So I advise that she leaves immediately. Then when she has left, she can start filing whatever she wants to file.
So living now, would she live with the kids or without the kids? That's the issue.
And the man cannot, no matter what she does,
no.
leave the kids.
She can leave the kids, honestly. She can leave the kids. That's what I want to know, where the legal
children now.
That's not a question that someone can answer for her.
Yeah.
That's why I'm reminding her in the comments that Osinachitu doesn't see her kids anymore.
Your problem right now is not even the issue of seeing your children, because if it is seeing your children, you are always going to have a right to your children as a parent. You are always going to have, as long as it's not like you yourself, you're physically abusive or you are a threat to life for those children, you always have a right to your children.
I think the fear for women that know that that this person would not stop at any length to harm them is that person can actually harm their kids. And I'm not talking about maybe beating them or whatever, but like unalive their children just to just to harm the woman, right? So I think that's something that some of them cannot actually voice out, but it's a fear that they have that is not just about access. Like, they might not see this child like this. You understand what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
It then becomes it makes that decision more difficult for them, where they are like, oh, I have to stay for this amount of time to protect these children. And sometimes, if you are no more as their mother, you could never ever protect them ever again. Your life is just as important. Just think about that.
No matter, it doesn't matter. She's saying he does not have a particular base. So if she leaves, he can relocate immediately. I feel like they can always find him. You can always find him. As long as you were married to him, you have access to his family. Somebody in his family has a base. So as long as somebody in his family, they can always find him.
And he can always be found, unless he's going to disappear to every other person in the world too.
Yeah.
And go and do surgery to change his face and change his name.
Because the truth is, if you go with that child, if you go with those children, it reduces the possibility of you getting a job or getting up on your feet. It doesn't matter if she trusts his family member or not. When they arrest them, they will look for their brother. Because the thing is, when you leave, what I want her to do, right? I don't know, Barrister, if you can help us. I wanted her to check with FIDA if she can get a lawyer, so that they would give her, so that if it's possible for her to get visitation for the children immediately, like if that's not possible, like she cannot leave a 10-month-old with him. Is it like impossible?
Yeah, sometimes, these judges, another thing, they are human beings like us too. They are not machines, and they get, at times you have to, I won't say manipulate, that when we come in front of the judges too, we have to come with some kind of story. Like, we know our life is at threat, but then leaving such young children with a man that is harmful, God forbid anything.
The man is not harmful to the children. He's only harmful to her. He does not abuse the children.
Even, do you know what I'm even scared about? That visitation rights you are talking about, so be scary.
It can be in a public space now.
When you leave them, they are always very bitter. They are always living, for me, to leave them, so they shouldn't even be you shouldn't even be in touch with him for the next God knows how many years, or maybe when you meet, as I said, in public place or in court. So I wouldn't even, when you leave there, that visitation rights, I would even advise that maybe you go back to that house to go and want to visit those children, because it can be harmful to you. But then again, your life is I think her life is at risk here. Somebody that she has been strangled a couple of times. So I think she should leave, because I wouldn't want us to have another meeting and they'll say the man has already beaten her again and harmed her in any way. So I believe she should leave, and when she leaves, she can start filing whatever is appropriate for us to file in the court. But she should leave for her own safety first. Because God forbid, if anything happens to her, who will now take care of those children that you are afraid to leave in the first instance?
Because if anything happens to you, right, at the end of the day, those children will still be with that man.
So I think she should leave, and she should just gather evidence she has of all the abuse and all that, so that even when we come to in front of the court, we have all these evidences before the court, knowing that you had to run for your life, and then we'll take it up from there. So I think the first thing for her to do for her to be in a safe place. Because if she's not in a safe place, so how would we be able to do all these things that we want to?
Okay. All right. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah, we'll talk further with her after the live. We'll talk further after the live. Okay, Cindy, just message me after the live. We'll discuss it further. So someone else was asking a question, but I don't know, if you are a lady here, you have no business getting married. If you want to get married, See, do your due diligence. I understand that no matter what you do, it can still be bad, right? But do your men are not, see, the best of men is not a good man. I'm so sorry to say this. The best man you know on earth is not a good man. But I know that no matter how you say this, women will still want to marry, right? But if you're getting married, do your due diligence. Be able to know, be able to know, uh, be able to know what that man does for a living. Like, know it to the T. If the man has a job, what does he do at his job? How much is he being paid? I'm so sorry. How much is he being paid? No, have this information. Have access to that man's account. Have access to his phone. Have access to any device that this man has that you're trying to marry. If you don't have access, total access to a man's finances and his treasure, right? And I'm not saying this so that you can take it or anything, but a man who can open up his finances to you, right? It means you are able to find out more about him than just be a detective. All these things that they tell you that marriage is a step of faith. Marriage is not a step of faith. I am begging you, especially for women who were brought up with religious background. Marriage is not a step of faith. It is not your life you will use to try to know whether your faith works or your faith does not work. Before you start jumping about marriage is a step of faith, it is not. It is not.
Oh,
And it is not about prophecy.
yes, audible.
So just be careful. Your life is, see, there are certain things that can happen to you that the world would suddenly look so large and so lonely and empty to you. And as women, let me tell you, if you think you have friends, you have family who you believe they love you, wait until you get married. The day you get married, you will not recognize your family again. As long as you're African, you're Nigerian, I don't know about other countries, but I'm telling you that your loving family, that your supportive family, that you know, eh? The day you get married, it looks as if they are totally different people. That your family that maybe they sabi give you urgent 5K, urgent 2K. When you get married, it feels like they've taken a burden off their chest. And there is nothing more dangerous to women than marriage. There is nothing, no. Ola, please help me block this idiot. This Kanya Easter be what? Help me block him.
I just saw what he posted.
Thank you.
Can you imagine?
There is nothing more dangerous to a woman than marriage. I'm telling you, it is safer for a woman to dedicate herself to go to Sabisa forest to fight. Your chances of coming out alive and well is better than marrying a man who is seemingly a good man. And most women do not understand autonomy. Most women do not have finances. They joke around with you about finances. And they tell you, if you find a good man, marry. My sister, there is no... finding a good man is not like checking your body temperature, that if you put thermometer in his armpit. Abi, what do they call that in North Ola? This... Shebi, what do they call this thing that if you go to check...
Thermometer.
Yeah. Is... Finding a good man is not something that if you took thermometer and check, you will say, okay, no, he's good, he's good. That is not it. That is not it. You can be... This Giselle Pellicot in France that her husband brought over 72 men to rape her. She married a good man. She said over the years that they've been together, he's a wonderful husband. He was a wonderful husband.
Wonderful grandfather.
And an amazing grandfather. So just in case your ears, people are doing trend, they are showing you ring.
I don't think women even know that they can walk into a jewelry shop and buy a ring.
Ola, you said
do you
walk
people
into a
know that-
jewelry shop. I live in Nigeria. Aboki men move about with jewelries, wedding rings. They are walking about. You don't need to move in.
Marriage certificate to wear ring.
An Aboki man can come and meet you. Where I went to do my hair, I saw more than 10 of them. They came there to advertise rings.
You know that the ring is just like the one you wear on your ears. Just like you can pierce your ear and wear a ring, is the same way you can buy
a wedding ring.
A ring.
And listen, sometimes I feel
buying you that is making this girl so excited that a man gave them ring and they are showing it on TikTok. Can you even sell that ring to buy a house? Can you sell that ring if you need to flee that marriage? Can you sell that ring to rent an apartment?
See, and women, please let us do things by ourselves. Let us, that finance is a lot. We need to be financially independent.
I don't know how to.
And then,
you see these finances, especially for Nigerian women. Nigeria is not like UK.
Stop burning. Burn one today, burn another one 2 years, burn another one 5 years.
I don't even think women understand what's financial independence, because they think if they can buy human hair wig that they are financially independent. They don't understand. That's why I wrote in the comments that don't even think about marriage if you are not in a position to buy your own house yet, even if it's a 1-bedroom apartment.
You see this thing you just said, Ola. I'm telling you, you just wasted your saliva, because this thing will just jump over women's head. Because when you say this thing, it sounds to them like this one is just her own too much. Which kind buy house? You understand?
Hey, Jesus Christ.
At least have a stable source of income. Even if you don't buy a house, have a stable source of income. Why are you still a student? You don't have a job, you don't have a business, you don't have any. And when I say business, please, I don't mean CEO Duke's hair that buys that in your entire shop is only 3 pieces of hair you have. That you cannot even buy. If you buy jollof rice from the profit, you don't finish with that. That's not what I'm talking about. Have a stable source of income that you know that no matter what happens, you can take care of yourself. I'm telling you, your family will change. Your family will not look like the moment you get married, that your father, that your mother, they will look different to you. You will begin to ask yourself, Shana, these people na born me. And before you buy a wig, all the human hair people that are shouting this year, if you never cut lace, you are a man. What is your name? This one will be joking, Francis, Emeka, this one, that because you've not cut a new lace frontal or be whatever, you are a man. And they come online and they make you feel like if you know you're going to buy that wig for 200,000, 100,000 naira, and you buy, some of you even do a job to buy wigs. Some of these young girls, they do a job to buy wigs.
Sorry to cut you short. They should go and learn a trade. Not a trade. Like some people say, what can you do? Everybody buying and selling. Can't you learn handwork? Give a service. Because not everybody can buy and sell. That is number one. There's one thing I realize. Nigeria doesn't have high purchasing power.
They don't.
That is
they
why
don't.
We go over and abroad.
All these businesses, you hear people shouting online that, oh, a person that is telling you she's selling wigs and she's making money and she's telling you, come, bring 5,000, bring 10,000, let me teach you how to import wigs. What? And you will sell this one how many times? How many she don't sell? Why is she trying to teach you? Why is she forcing you to learn? Every business person wants to have monopoly of the business they are doing. If people are buying like that.
I tell people, go and learn a handwork. A service, render a service.
If you're already married as a woman here, you don't have any handwork, at least go and learn nails. I know that this one, 3 months, you've learned, 4-5 months, you've started making small change. Go and learn, even if it's nails, hair, how to install hair. Go and learn. Tailoring takes a lot of time, but if you have time, you're still a single girl. Go and learn. Go and learn.
I'm a legal profession, but I like clothing and I have a clothing line. I went to fashion school for 6 months when I opened my clothing line, because I just believe in that you shouldn't dabble into something without
learning it.
How to do that. Yes, I might not be the one to sit on the machine and sew, but I can but I went to fashion school for 6 months. Though fashion school takes much more time than that. But if you are young, please, and you're on this group, go and learn a handwork. You don't know where you can find yourself tomorrow. You might not be in Nigeria, you might even be out of this country. But when I had a friend, we were in law together and we had a long holiday. I remember then. And our parents are very okay, middle class. I remember she used to go under the bridge. She learned how to braid hair. Then she was in London. This girl, she made so much money braiding people's hair in the UK. When we were still young in school, when year 3, she bought her first car. And she's very, very good. She still came back to do her law and all that. So please, learn a trade. I'm telling you. Do something.
And if you have your trade, because I know somebody who used to do hair in Jos back then. She was very good with this braiding of a thing. She had her shop was doing well. Marriage just came and this lady locked her shop and followed a man to zip Port Harcourt and be what? A man is marrying you. You yourself, some of you, is not even the man that will tell you close down your business. It is you by yourself that will close down and say you want to follow him. As this man is telling you he wants to marry you, tell him, okay, where are we going to live? Are we going to live separately? If he says you have to move in with him, what provision has he made for your business? What provision has he made for you to keep your business alive? There's no any provision at all. You just jump up and just close your shop overnight and follow a man. The same men that we've been shouting here that men don't have guarantee.
Dangote's son cannot even come and marry me now and say I should leave.
And follow him.
I don't care what the provision is. I am not going anywhere just because you are the one taking me there. And for those that are hearing this and they are thinking, oh, my own family we are so close-knit, they love me. Let me tell you, the day you got married is the day you became an orphan. Don't think you have family. Do not think, as a woman, the day you marry like this, you just have people those people are just the housemates you grew up with. Do not think, see, the same people that will tell your husband that your husband's family on the wedding day that don't suffer our
if you do anything, we'll come and carry. No.
They are the same people that will tell you that you to be calming down now. You to be calming down for your husband. Is this how we raised you? Don't you have home training? Especially
when you have children, because the truth is that if you now wake up and support the person and be like, leave your husband, it means the responsibility of those children is partly going to fall on you. She will need all the help she can get. And I'm telling you, even your mother does not want to do that for you. I don't know how women will get it. The same way that you just gave birth to your own child because you were excited and you just got married and you had SEX and you had a child. A lot of you do not even plan for children.
God,
Lady Vida said she disagree. We are not saying the family that will tell you to calm down and stay in your marriage. Do you think they don't care about you?
Lady Vida,
we are not saying they don't care.
You're just talking about your own experience now. Because your family is that way. The reason we generalize when we say, do you know the problem I have with women? This right here is the problem that I have with women. You had a good relationship with your family. Your case is 1 in 1,000. Your own situation is 1 in 1,000.
10,000, Steph.
When we come here and say men are not shit, men are wicked, men are this, it does not mean you will not find one man that is a good man. But then we have.
How many? I'm curious. How many children did Lady Vida have when her family told her to leave a toxic marriage? because we don't think of these nuances, right? If your family is not financially stable enough to help you care for 3-4 children, how much love can they feed your children with love? Can they pay your children's school fees with the love they have for you?
And if your family is well to do, most Nigerian families are not. Most Nigerian families, they said less than 10% of Nigerians have up to 500,000 naira in their bank accounts. Less than 10% of Nigerians have up to 500,000 naira in their bank accounts. So just sit with that and let that sink in.
Majority of ladies in Nigeria, majority of them, I'm not saying they are from poor families, they are not from poor families, but even as they are not from poor families, their family is still open that as they marry a man, that lady will be able to still come back and contribute to her family of origin.
Yeah, even if it's Christmas to Christmas.
Pay school fees, to help our siblings do this and that. That is the reality. And I'm not talking about poor people living in the village now. I'm just talking about generally speaking. Even the so-called, is there even middle class in Nigeria again? I don't know. So
there's nothing like middle class.
For that kind of family that they are hoping that now that you are married, you can help your siblings coming behind you. You are now going to tell them that you want to bring 2 or 3 kids back to them. They themselves are looking for how to get rid of your siblings. It's not because they are not a toxic family or anything. It is just how it is. It is the economic situation. So, I don't know. Like,
so Elizabeth said we need to change this narrative where once you marry, the man is the Jesus of the family. We cannot change anything. We can't change it.
You can't change it, oh. And I have people in my family.
We have to change it, though. We have to.
Because
let me tell you, this is one of the major.
It is rooted in religion. It is rooted in culture.
You can't change something rooted in religion
and culture. Oh my God!
If you think you are going to enter marriage and then you are the one that is going to change how marriage is, that's serious delusion.
No, for me, I think it is, those kind of things. Women should realize that it even allows the man to disrespect you the more and disrespect your family. It's true, because also when you are married to a man and it feels like your family are somewhat dependent on you, and it feels like you do not have that. If he does anything, you do not even have a home to go back to. That is why they behave the way they do. I'm telling you.
But sometimes you don't even know you don't have a home to go back to until it happens.
Until it happens.
See, I coach women in abuse. I have heard a lady tell me that her mom was like, oh, you can come. A family friend was like, oh, I even have a house on the island that you can stay for a few months. Another sister will say, oh, please, oh, don't let him buy you. Oh, please just pack your kids and come here. When she starts planning, they say all of that when the conflict is hot, right? When she starts planning to leave and actually come, you start hearing, maybe you should just come first and leave the kids with him. You start hearing, but you know what? Maybe he has not beaten you for a month now. Maybe things are like they will start changing tune. And it's not because they don't love her. It's just that the reality starts setting in for them. And they realize that they can't really support this person long term. Some of them, when they are saying, please come here, they are not even saying that on a permanent basis. They are just saying, come and stay here for a couple of months and we'll see what we can do. But they are not saying
who even has a couple of months to give you? If a family member can house you for a couple of months, how about they have to be Jesus to do that?
We are talking about nice families now, not the toxic ones.
You know what? What you said now I put myself in that. I can now, I never really thought about it like that, but I thank God for being on this call now. And I really agree with you, truly. I really agree. When I was a single mom before I got married. When I was a single mom, there was nothing that not that I was doing okay, but my siblings, I hardly used to buy anything for my kids. They did Maureen, everything. But when I got married like this, everything stopped. So Shebi, you're now married. Shebi, you're now married. That one went. Now thinking about it again, I'm separated right now. I just got separated, and people could not. I won't say my husband was so bad. I could have stayed there. I had everything provided for, a nice home, my kids' school, everything. That even people that hear that I left, they are in total, utmost, absolute shock. What did he do? He didn't beat you. He didn't do this. He didn't do that. But I know why I did. And at first, I was dilly-dallying on that. Then my eldest brother, I just want to relate to what you said now.
We are just trying to tell. I just wanted to tell you that you see this thing that you're saying, that it's not like he was that bad. He was that bad. It's just that they gaslighted you into believing that since he's not beating you, he's not that bad. Do you understand? I'm telling you, there is no Nigerian woman that leaves her marriage if it is not that bad. There is none. Even the Nigerian woman the most wayward woman that you will say is a wayward Nigerian woman, the moment she gets married, there's something in her head that wants to settle there. And there's something in the head of every Nigerian woman that has it that till death do us part. A Nigerian woman is doing boyfriend with a man and is doing till death do us part. Is it not in this Nigeria we see women dating a man for 13 years? Go on, please.
Nigerian woman
something
help a Nigerian woman is helping a gay husband to go and find boyfriend.
Yes, just to remain married.
Before they married, though, she found it out in marriage, and rather than leave,
she's helping him find. She helps him toast men.
So the one time when an issue happened over a year ago, my eldest brother always came as is the eldest. He's always like, okay, let us settle. But this time around, something happened and he was on speakerphone and he heard. And he just called me and now said, Maureen, please, how much is it to get apartments in your area that this nonsense has to stop? I told him. I said like 3 million, 3.5. He said, okay, fine. And now called me again and now said, I don't want you to go through landlord wahala. He has some flats around Aja. He said, go and stay in one of my flats. And that was how we started. And within a month, my husband didn't even know. The flats, they've not lived in it for one of the flats. So he renovated the place for me. I did some renovations, but he made it okay. And all that. All my siblings called, my dad called, everybody was like, then a good thing is to have men behind you. Because I don't know that one thing is men that know how to treat men. It's men that know how to deal with their fellow men. And I had the men, and with like a month I moved, set up all the place. Within a month, I moved. And then what you were saying, like when I moved, fortunately for me, my sister has a school, quite a very big and good school around VGC. I moved my kids there. It's quite expensive, but I'm still paying half. So as I said, even your family members, even if they're okay, they cannot carry the burden. So it's just not that I'm thinking about that. I said, what's the big deal? They can. Even where I am now, that my brother said, okay, you won't do all the stress, I won't pay agreements, that the house is for free. But I get the apartment free for 1 year. From the next year, I will pay rent. So what you said is true. At the end of the day, nobody can carry your body for you.
Nobody. And you see this your situation,
Nobody.
Okay, this your situation is even because your family are well to do. Do you understand? That they can even tell you, oh, I have a house here, I have a house there. You are the 1% of the 1%. You know that when we get to a point where we are comfortable in life, right? We tend to see that, we think as if, okay, even if everybody does not have the exact kind of life I have, but at least they have comfort. They don't. Do you understand?
Yeah.
I'm telling you, I have seen a man threaten his wife's family, his wife's father, and told her, that is my wife. If you don't return her to my house, I will have you arrested. And your own father would take you by the hand and take back to your abuser.
God forbid.
And this thing that you're seeing is not a strange thing. It's not something that happened once.
And for the religious people that think my daddy is a good man, in fact, he's the area pastor of RCCG Province 511. Remember that even in the Bible, Lot, that was so righteous, he was so righteous that God could not watch him burn in Sodom and Gomorrah. Such a righteous guy was the one that told the men at his door, that please do not hurt this men of God. Why not grape my daughters instead? My daughters are virgin. Please. See, you don't know your family until you enter this fire.
You don't know any man until you enter their hand.
You don't know them. There are boys that will say, how can he treat you that way after everything we did for him? That boy is so stupid. Then they will call you after they finish venting and be like, you two as a
House of Shofire, every man in this world that you know is scared of another man. Men are scared of men. So when he's telling you not all men, he's telling you not every man, not every man. When it comes to wickedness, the ability to be wicked, every man has it. Don't let a man tell you not all men. Even him that is saying it, he has that.
My own movements are successful.
I'm telling you, it feels like
men behind me, my father and my brothers. Even when my husband's father called my father said, because I didn't tell him before I left. I covered up the cameras in the house, brought a big truck. Because I was one that furnished all the furniture. It was me that did that. I took all my furniture, everything to leave.
The only reason you can see, I think that explains why it was even easy to deal with him like that and just leave. Your family is more well to do than him. You get. So it's easy.
My father said she has left. She has started a new life.
Just imagine what that guy would have done to you and your family if he had more money, more power, more influence. Just imagine.
Because he's so successful in his
career. Most women marry up.
He was very successful in his career, but the ego and the arrogance, it was overwhelming that even my siblings were like,
okay, House of Shofire, I understand you now. Go on.
So these men, I don't know. But it has opened my eyes, really. Because do you know that when I even first got married, and I thank God about this work thing, I did not practice for the first few years. You know, there's something that childbirth does to you. That's why when I see women burning and burning, I only had one in that marriage. No, I only have one in that marriage, and I thank God that I keep saying, thank God it was just one I had. It was just it makes life easier. It makes life easier. Women, please don't be having. If for women that you've not given birth in this group, don't be having many children. Don't have.
If you don't even have money to take care of a child, 100%, don't have. And I don't mean if your husband does not have money. I mean you, if you don't have it, don't have a child.
You know, I saw this documentary on Netflix, and this even happened in the US many years ago, where this lady, her husband was physically abusive, even abusive towards the children, blah blah blah, and but they had some good friends, right? They had like, you know how you be friends with someone's wife and that person's husband, like that were the guy's friends. And these good men were the ones that this woman usually turns to for help when that guy gets very abusive and stuff. And the guy was even like a weightlifter, right? That competes. And there was a day that there was things now escalated in the home. And the guy got, thank you, Soila. The guy got very physical with her again. And she got the gun and pew this man, right? And she pew this man. Do you know that when that case got to court and they called those good men, those family friends that were good men that knew this history of abuse, when they called them to come and testify, these people did not testify of the abuse. They started talking about how, because that woman too is a weightlifter, but at that point she wasn't actively weightlifting. You know, she was doing businesses to support her husband's career of weightlifting, to help him pay for his expensive steroids. Those good men came to court and testified against this woman that she, even though she's smallish in stature, that she's very strong. Like, they portrayed her like the abuser in court. These were the men that she used to run to for help, that used to help her. These were but because they were so pained that their friend is no more, they came and testified again. That woman served 20-something years in jail. It was the good men that nailed her coffin. See, in that documentary, these same good men talked about how abusive that guy was. The things they were telling us in that documentary, they didn't say it in court when they testified against this woman. They didn't.
See, women will be free if they dead the idea of good men and bad men. Men are men. Just men.
Men is one of the hardest things to tell women. When I was telling the lady, even though her family is very supportive, her dad is supportive, her brothers are supportive, like she has an army of men behind her. Her uncles are supportive, and they are the ones telling her that, see, this guy is dangerous. Do not take it lightly. Do not take it easy with him. And, you know, you need to, like, they are the most, sometimes when I look at the men in our family, I'm like, oh, I wish I had this kind of men in my own family. But even at that, I still tell her that they are still men. Because these men knew you were being abused for years, and they were still trying to help you patch things up, saying you guys should go to marriage counseling. It was when you were like, I am done, I'm going to unalive myself, was when they now started saying, oh yes, you ought to leave. Like, there's something called bro code that is stronger than blood that women do not really understand. The fact that a man that does not even know your husband, I had male friends that have never even met my husband, but they still felt sorry for my ex-abuser than they did for me. That is bro code right there. They don't even know this guy. I told them the story of my abuse, and all they could think of is, oh wow, so he doesn't have a wife right now. There's something called bro code, though. And it's very strong than whatever ties that you think you have with that man that you're sleeping with. Like this person that is telling me this thing that was feeling sorry for my ex-abuser, he doesn't even know this man, whether not light-skinned or dark-skinned or tall or short man, no. He's never met my ex-abuser. But that was still where his sympathy, you know. And when I tell you, the person that loved me the most in my family was like, they were so upset that I had been so abused like that when the ex-abuser was even calling them to tell them story, they refused to pick his call. That was how mad they were at him. And they were like, you know what? Let me know if there's anything I can do to help you. 1 naira I did not get from this person. No. Because, like, someone is living abuse. I tell you, I'm living abuse. I'm so depressed. I can't even work. I have to take unpaid leave away from work. And you are saying, let me know how I can help you. Like, I have to still tell you how. Do you understand? Like, if it's a girlfriend now and you are fleeing abuse, a girlfriend will not tell you, let me know. A girlfriend will use their brain to think of how they can help you. They will not say, let me know how I can help you.
Even if they help, they can, even if they don't know, they will first offer the first line of help they know before they tell you, let me know how I can help you. Sister Lee said, I wish women can do sister code as well so we can always support one another. Women are not, see, those things are not even supposed to exist. Let me explain. There shouldn't be anything like bro code or sis code. That there's supposed to be humanity code. Do you understand? But because men do not live as if they are humans, do you understand? They are in a perpetual state of war with women. So they have to have a code to enable them be evil in this world. I don't know if you get it. Women, on the other hand,
if once a woman marries, she does, her ability to even help you when you are in trouble is diminished.
Yes.
Because now she doesn't have that autonomy. Whether or not they can give this person 100,000 naira to help her out of that abuse now depends on her husband.
And another thing is, women tend to be on the, oh, let me help and let me be a good person and let me be helpful. Like that's their default setting, which is a good thing. I'm telling you, women are the best when they don't have to think about men. If there are no men in the equation, women are like the most amazing people to be around. It is when you add a man in the equation of women, that's when it's like all confusion starts.
My friend will be feminist, that we've been friends for 20 years at that point. They tell me, say, me and my husband will be praying for you. God's going to do a miracle. Your marriage will be restored. I say, yeah. After telling you or being suicidal, like almost took my life and everything. Honestly, I was so confused. Like, who is this lady again?
But as someone said, a life without Christ is full of crisis. Those are the English gibberish. Let the person say that in Yoruba, whether it will make sense to him.
Like, you will see, you will not, a friend that you think you understand, you will not understand them again once they are affiliated with a man.
Let me give you people an example of this.
How my health was failing, how I am scared for my life and all these things. And the best she could be like, oh, I'm so distraught over this. Me and my husband, we're going to be praying for you. Your marriage will be
Let me give you an example of this bro code. There's something that happened yesterday also. I woke up and I started seeing the trend online today. There's this very stupid boy who in the past he used to carry my videos to go and make videos and be insultive. There's this really stupid boy, this Ajibola Godwin boy. So yesterday, I think somehow somebody came out and accused him of stealing his money, about $1,000+, and the boy brought out evidence of how the thing happened and the rest, and people were dragging him. So there's this other boy who I think for some, maybe the guy did something to maybe the Ajibola has done something to the guy as well. I saw the guy making video to drag the guy, and I went to the comment section. Interestingly, people were insulting the guy, that why would he, like, does he not know the boy is a guy like him, like guy, why would you want to cast the guy, right? Then the guy that they stole his money, I went to his page too, because I can be a gossip like that. I went to his page too, and I was checking the comment section as well, and they're like, so you came out to expose him because of $1,000. Do you think these men would do the same if it was a woman that these people were dragging like this? And I'm like, no, this is crazy. The reason why our countries are in ruin is because of bro code. That's why our countries are in ruin, and it will never get better. Continue, Ola.
Oh, me, I've said my piece, so I'll soon be leaving for an appointment.
Okay.
It's just we'll say it in pidgin, say it in English, say it in whatever language. There's always something in women's brains that makes them listen to the experiences of other women, like they are watching a movie.
Yeah, and they believe it will never happen to them until it does.
Yeah, like they are watching a movie. They just feel like that could never happen to them. Me, I never thought it would be like this. The only girl of the family and the youngest. Right? Surrounded by brothers. I mean, I never thought I could depend on my dad. I knew I couldn't depend on my dad, but I knew I could depend on my brothers to the very end. I felt like my brothers are the people that can be like, he did what to you? They can even put pew that guy safe. It took getting a divorce to know that I'm alone in this world. The people that helped me in their own little way, and when I say little way, I'm not saying, they gave me money or anything. Just people that surrounded me with comfort and maybe will bring me food and stuff, were people that I did not even expect. People that I would even call acquaintance. I didn't even call them friend. People that I had only known in less than 2 years were the ones that helped me in that little way. People that I had known in 20 years were the ones trying to pray for my marriage not to break, even after knowing that I was abused. So you will... It's something that changes a person's world and really reveals to you the kind of people that you think. And I'm not saying these people are bad people. I'm not saying they are not bad. My friend is a wonderful person. They are not bad. It's just how the world is. It's just how the world is. And you want to have that. You want to know that before you ever find yourself in shit. You don't want to learn it by experience.
Not at all.
There are people now that now that were even crying when Osinachi died, right? When Osinachi was unalived, they were crying. They were shouting on social media that this nonsense should stop, this and that. women should leave. They should not buy there. When it happens to you, they will be the same people that will sit you down and tell you that your salvation might be at stake if you leave that like you will just
the likes of their Funke, the likes of their Funke Adejumo, the likes of their Mildred Okonkwo. When Osinachi died, they came out here to do nye, 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 nye. They are the same people turning back to tell you that marriage will do what for you. Marriage is this, marriage is that. You must do this, you must do that. They are the same people.
They are the same people, and they will let you know that. Oh God, I don't know. Like, we can just keep talking about this till tomorrow, but it will shock you. Somebody told me that, oh no, Kingsley Okonkwo is pro-marriage, is pro-divorce, so that he has even, he said he officiated a divorce. I'm like, what?
He officiated a divorce as a what that he is? He officiated a divorce as a what? As a judge that he is, or as a what?
So impressionable. Because he did an interview where they said, oh, does he believe that divorce can be necessary? I said, oh yes. In fact, I have personally officiated a divorce.
What does he mean to that he officiated? What does he mean?
I hereby divorce you.
I hereby divorce you as husband and wife. Kai, that he officiated. Do you see how Kai? I have so many videos of these people that I wanted to share, but I'm like, no, because it's beginning to look like we just bring those videos and share so that we can gist and laugh about it and just vent about it, right? You're listening to people that don't even have sense. He has officiated a divorce. Even I beg, headache, they even worry me. So you guys, we just came on here to encourage you that you can access child support, right?
Okay. Yeah.
We came here to discuss child support actually. So we came here to tell you can access child support. You can buy all out. You can take this guy to court, honestly, and access this thing. So that's why we came on here today, honestly. So, Omo, I don't know if you have anything else you want to add before we leave. Yeah, please do.
I just want to, as you have said earlier on, and I want you to have it at the back of your minds that the law works.
Yeah.
And you can access child support even if you are not married. You can always access child support. But I will tell you that if you do not work towards it, you can't get what you have. You cannot sit in your house and expect a miracle to happen. It doesn't happen like that. For we Christians and all, even when Jesus wanted to turn water into wine, Jesus asked for water. It was water he turned into wine. So those when you have to give God something to work with, and he will support you. And another thing you should have at the back of your mind, the child support is not for you.
Yeah.
It is exactly what it states. It is a child support. So at the same time, you cannot live off
of your
child's child support. You cannot. It is for the child, and it is to make the child have a better life. Because even the Lagos State are trying to curb this thing, because they noticed that because of all these single mothers doing everything, it's leading to more poverty. So even the law, they are making men to be liable and responsible for their children, so that they will stop giving birth up and down like chickens. And so that it will reduce the level of poverty. The more children that are not being taken care of, it increases poverty.
Yeah.
So the state is in support of you, women, getting child support. But they need you to come to them. They are not going to come to you. So you can contact me. You're free to send me a message. I can drop my number if you want to get your child support. If you want advice and the process of getting child support and maintenance from the father of your child or children, however it is.
So that's a beautiful opportunity. You have a child, the father is not paying child support. She's in Nigeria. You can message her and then you get, but even if you're in the UK, if you just need advice, I think she can offer that to you, right? But then you will still need somebody, a lawyer who is in the UK. But at least for major advice, you can.
So for people abroad, some people, they have children with these men abroad. You can actually file for a child support here. You have it notarized here.
My service provider went bad, so I was trying to change to another service provider.
Hi, sorry, I was just reading a message. It's
That's
so funny
okay.
how this, if you want to switch on to another app, then TikTok just goes off.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, she asks, what are the risks of executing a default judgment? And if the judgment had been given, as I said earlier, let it be notarized. Let it be notarized here. I would ask again, I don't know if it's here or over there. You can notarize it. You can notarize it here, then send it to the country that you want it executed, and then but you have to do it in affiliation with another lawyer abroad. So that one, your client or whoever would be able to. I know lawyers abroad. Just speaking to them, I know how much. Just calling them, I know how much the person would be able to pay. But I always tell my clients, don't look at the money, look at the end. The end justifies the means. So you can affiliate with a lawyer in the UK.
Hi, Johnny.
When the judgment is notarized. When the judgment has been notarized. So you can now execute the judgment on the respondent there. And so through that lawyer in the UK, he can it's a public document now, put it in court and all that. And I'm sure once the respondent gets the judgment from a lawyer in UK, I know that there's an affiliation, don't worry, he would answer you and do what.
So in a situation where the father ran, let's assume they had a child in Nigeria and the person ran away to another country.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
I'm working on something like that now.
Okay.
So it has to be fully executed, but it's in process. So when I contacted the lawyer this was in America, she told me that it would be difficult, but she made some reasons, some processing. Okay, this is served on you. You have a judgment against you, blah, blah, blah. You send it to him. So serving it on him, he would have to reply. So, but most men, from my practice, what I know is that they don't always want to go to court. So at that point, they are most times ready to settle. You understand? But of course, you will get more money if you end up going to court. But can you be paying lawyer in America or UK? So most times the men will settle. So at that point in time, you hold the 4 A's right there and then. In practice, once you send A's right there and then. In practice, once you send any letter, but the time you send court process and the other person is in default, they are always ready to settle. So at that time, it will not be at your own terms. So that time, the men, they are even the others that be chasing you with phone calls. If it's your call, they are not picking before, you'll be surprised. They'll be calling you left, right, and center because they don't want court case in abroad. And you know what that will do? You don't even know the person standing over there, so they don't want such issues. So, and at that time, if they are ready to settle, then you can draw up terms of settlement. Your lawyer will do it for you. Parties sign. But if he's not ready to settle, then you people will meet in court and you already have somebody. And there's even already a judgment. So the judgment will be enforced on him or her. I hope I have answered your question.
Yeah, you did. You did. That's
Okay.
all right. So let's dismiss you so that you can go and rest, right?
Okay, I'll still be listening to you people.
Okay,
Thank
I'm
you
actually
very,
even
very
going
much.
down
I
as
really
well.
appreciate
I'm ending the live by 5 as well.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you.
Alright,
Thank you
okay,
so
alright
much
then.
for this
Okay.
opportunity to come and share knowledge with us. We are so grateful and we are honored
You're
to have
welcome.
you.
Most welcome.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Okay. Bye.
All right. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining. In the Hi. In the absence of any other question, or do we have any other question? Do we have any other question? Let me just give like yes, so Tofumi, you need to know. Now I want to bring somebody that will talk about the implication of cheating, because that thing is something that has not sunk into women's head yet, right? So this whole idea of being with a person who cheats, I'm looking for somebody who is a psychotherapist, and then I'm looking for maybe a medical doctor as well to tell us the implication. So it doesn't matter if you're cheating, as you're with a cheating partner. Yeah, I'm still looking for a professional in that area. I don't think finding a doctor will be difficult, but finding a psychotherapist, that's where it will be a problem, that is on TikTok and is willing to share. Cheating is a no-no. Cheating is a no-no. So this particular one and other lives will be on our YouTube channel, on my YouTube channel. You can go there and check. And if you're not yet following me on YouTube, please ensure to go there and subscribe to my YouTube channel, because TikTok is playing pranks with me. So I might abandon the app, I don't know, and just stick to YouTube. So I don't really know, right? So if you're not yet following me on YouTube, click on the link in my bio to go there and follow me on my YouTube channel, because I'm not understanding TikTok for some time now. So if you're not following me on my YouTube, please go to my YouTube and subscribe. And all our lives will be on YouTube as well. Thank you, Danny. Good evening. All right, so everyone, have a good evening. Bye.